At one point in my life, I was not too happy. I was lonely. No friends.
Still doesn't.
And I was so unhappy in life. I was like, okay, the few moments where I feel actually happy, I have to write them down. I have to remind myself that sometimes I am happy, and then I can like look forward to those things. That's so depressing. Oh my god. I can't believe that was me. Jesus. Anyway.
So I actually spent an all-nighter working on stuff. And like you know when you don't sleep for a long time, you just get like a high on fatigue. I'm kind of there. But it's gonna crash soon. Especially with coffee too.
He just maxed the A ball on the floor. You smacked it. You
smashed
it. You schmacked.
I'm just like, what does this have to do with anything?
Because you're gray. Hello, welcome.
Do the intro.
What's the intro?
Whatever you want it to be.
Hello, welcome back to Jelly Productions. Today, don't know what the theme is because I just show up and bedazzle you with my amazing personality.
Why am I still too much?
I saw a reel earlier today. That's it. When you're having fun and somebody asks you, how's the job search going?
So funny.
Keep going. Keep going. There you go. Oh, wait. What was happening right now? Do you want me to stand up?
Don't make me be fat phobic right now.
No. I will literally jump off this
You'll fight me? Good.
sofa.
I like this.
What is this?
This outfit. It's nice.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Because I always go with like gigantic sweaters, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm always like, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
You're an idiot.
Welcome back to another episode of Jelly Productions, because we are that important. And today we have a very special topic.
Really?
Which is, yeah. You don't know? Actually, I thought I wanted to do something fun today.
What? What do you mean you don't know? Is it Chinese New Year? Is it Valentine's Day? Is it Crepe Day?
Crap day?
Today is Crepe Day.
I don't know.
crepes?
It just started. Crepe. Is it actually?
It is.
Oh, you should do like a fun fact or something. I don't know any of this shit.
It's just like, I think it's just in France.
No.
Where it's Mardi Gras.
Mardi Gras.
I feel like it's so much more like of a thing here. I mean, in like the Americas.
Yeah, I keep hearing it. I don't know what it is.
I don't understand what it is either. But in France, it's literally just you eat crepes.
Probably eat some fried chicken here.
And then there's some other things, but I don't. It's not like an actual thing, I think. Anyways, what are the themes, master? Of the podcast?
I can get used to that. That's still fine. I can get used to that. What is your favorite season?
My favorite season is obviously... What do you think it is? I feel like it's so obvious.
Summer.
Yeah! Because I'm an island girl. I'm an island girl, Jay.
Yeah, I got that. It's just... The thematics that came with that, the portrayal, the theatrics is what I meant to say.
But, okay, here's the thing.
Is it a big butt?
I've always with me.
Oh shit.
I grew up in the country with just summer. And so no. Because there's no change. You know what I mean? At least here you have like a little spice of like, ooh, it's like
and you love
things change. I mean, no, but like they're big changes and they're the same and then you know exactly when they're coming. What I mean is it was always hot and sometimes I wanted a little spice of like, oh I'm so cold, I'm wearing a coat and blah 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 and I'm having duvets and whatever. Duvet.
Yeah.
Duvet.
A duvet.
What did I say?
The vase. I'm like...
I say duvets. En duvet.
En duvet. Pour tous les Français ici.
And so, once I came to France over here, I discovered spring. And also fall. Like firsthand,
or did you not have Did you have no idea that these things existed?
No, I knew they existed because I learned about seasons at school, little shit. But I never experienced them. And then I experienced spring and I was like, wow, this is crazy. But they don't feel like seasons to me. They just feel like transition phases of like winter to summer because they never they don't feel like seasons. They never last. Especially here. They never last.
Well, they kind of last.
I don't know. I feel like
3
autumn,
to 4 months.
I don't last longer than spring, I find here.
Well, with climate change,
I know,
it's been all over the place.
Tell me about it.
I still think it's a hoax, though.
Spring is amazing, I find. It's perfect. Yeah.
Spring is my least favorite. It smells like fish and mud.
Ew.
And you get dirty pants like that.
Right, but it's
fall is the best.
Fall?
Yeah.
Right. I see.
The clothes, the little nip in the air. And I don't have to like have sweaty palms all the time. Dude, summer here in Montreal for some reason is terrible.
It's brutal. It is.
I don't understand why.
Everywhere gets a lot brutal or...
Not in Ottawa.
Oh.
I don't remember it being that bad.
Okay.
Maybe because I didn't go out too much.
But also lately there's been some like meteorological little things, right? Then you guys get like storms of like really hot air. Like what was it? 3 years ago you got El Nino, right?
What?
Yeah, you got the El Nino, which is like
little child or whatever.
Yeah,
little boy.
It was like a big, like a dome of hot air that moved from like Vancouver to Montreal, and it was like 40 degrees during the summer.
That was just
some shit.
This summer?
No, that was like before I came. So like 3-4 years ago. And it was like a dome of heat.
Yeah.
And there's been that like residual little.
I think I happened to just stay inside the entire time that was happening. Maybe.
And like it.
Wait, what?
Just like
what
the
year?
rest of the year. And...
Shut up. Yo, I'm a prowler. Okay, I go out and I make friends.
Right. So I don't know if it was 2001 or 2002. One of those both. Actually.
Okay, well, I wouldn't have remembered that. I'm old. I'm not that old. I would have been 4 years old.
Dementia? You don't remember 2 years ago?
Deja vu. I just had deja vu of this.
Really?
Yeah, or maybe people call me old too many times. No, I don't know. I don't remember being a little toddler just going out and about in the forest and be like, oh boy, it's hot in here.
Oh my goodness. I meant 2021, not 2001. I honestly do not know how it
You confused me because you went from 3 years to 2004 and I'm just like, okay.
2022 in 2022 or 2021.
Oh, I don't remember that either.
Oh god.
Mid-COVID.
That's true. Yikes.
What is your favorite color?
My favorite color is red.
Why?
Because it just calls me. Are you those type of people who do not count white and black as colors? To that specific answer? Question?
No. Okay. I don't not count it. Because, like, my whole point with asking that question is I'm curious. Okay, this is going to sound somewhat pretentious. Had a little aneurysm right there. Pretentious. Uh-huh. I want to see how deep some preferences are with some people.
Okay.
So, like, if I ask, like, not like I'm gonna be disappointed if I say, like, oh, what's your favorite color? Oh, purple. Why? Because it's aesthetically pleasing. It's like, okay, like that's fine by me.
Okay.
But
you want
it's just
actual answers.
Not necessarily. Like, I want a answer.
Okay.
Not could they call to me?
Okay, so I like red and black. So red has always called me. I'm sorry, it just did because it's been my favorite color since I was a baby. But the reason why I continue to love red is because it's a fierce color. You You know, it's a strong color. You know what I mean?
It is a strong color.
It's like, it's the version of Scorpio. And I am a Scorpio, obviously.
Nobody likes
do you know
Scorpios.
what I mean? It's like, the red is like the fire. It's like the strong color. It's like the one on the side who's like dark and mysterious.
Okay, I wouldn't go that far. I would agree. Though? Partially.
You wouldn't say that about yellow.
No, yellow is very happy.
Yeah.
It's very
like... Or like orange. Orange is like the knave little random guy.
Orange is like...
No one likes him also because he's just too...
Orange used to be my favorite color.
Well, makes sense.
I really like orange Kool-Aid. It's not that pertinent, but I just wanted to put that out there. Open up. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm too dark and mysterious. So, but now, yeah.
And I'm black for the same reason.
Because he's fierce.
And it goes with everything. And the two together are really cool. Not that I'm trying to compliment your outfit right now. But
I'm a time traveler.
Good choice of color.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I almost swore. You know what I started doing? You know, at Halloween I wore a lumberjack outfit.
Yes.
Yeah, like a flannel with like.
Did we do Halloween together? I don't even know what I did for Halloween.
It was at Jules's.
But we didn't. Oh.
You were Pennywise. No, not Pennywise. Jigsaw.
Yeah.
I started wearing that just normally, like with different flannels, but with like suspenders.
But it's
yeah.
Real Canadian here.
Yeah.
Real
lumberjack over here.
Ebe. It's not up. I mean.
What did you say?
I said ebe.
What does that mean?
It's like ebe. Eh bien.
Oh. Sounds like you're saying hey bae.
No. Hey bae? What is that?
Like hey bae. Babe.
Hey? Oh!
Hey!
No,
Lost in translation.
Yeah, the two are drastically different. But let me think about it. I don't necessarily dress in red. What's my favorite color to dress in? Non-red is the same. And then sometimes I get pulled by trends. And I try so hard to fight that. There was a period when we were teenagers when yellow was a thing. And then I was like, oh my god, yellow. And I was like, stop it, this is ridiculous. You choose your favorite color because it's a trend. And then lately, green, it's kind of been a trend. And I'm like, ooh, I really like it. I've always liked khaki green, like dark green.
Dude, like fucking vegan poo.
What?
Yeah, like vegan poo green.
Yeah. Or forest green. The dark greens.
Okay, yeah.
I've always liked them, and then...
I feel like green only looks good with other colors.
But our greens are not pretty. Like the bright... Like this, I don't... Not necessarily. Or like,
no?
This green, I'm like, meh. But like...
It's like a lime.
I like the dark, I like this. Like, forest, more olive-ish. You know what I mean? Khaki.
You have a good eye for color, if you can see that as green.
What about? Which one?
This one right here.
What else could you see it as?
Well, usually when people see like an illustration, they kind of... Yeah, they would see it more like yellow because of the context of the picture.
What?
But you're seeing the green individually. I don't know if it's actually green. I think it's gray. It's like
I think you're colorblind.
Gray yellow. I'm not colorblind.
How do you see this gray? This is so green. It's like it's...
Yeah, because it's contrasting on the red.
But even if you see it like this, like look.
What am I supposed to look at? You cover it. You're like look.
Because if you cover the red. See, this is green.
No, that's gray.
No, it's not.
It's 100. If you take a color picker, it's gray.
It is not gray.
Yes, ma'am. I will give you $10 bajillion times 10 trillion.
Well, get ready.
If you're right, okay?
Oh. Get that wallet out.
Yeah, you're gonna give me money now? Take the color picker.
What's a color picker?
I don't know. Don't you have like a color editor?
As if I was gonna draw?
Also, there's a filter on your phone.
There's not a filter on my phone.
Also, that's not green. That's yellow. Green. Oh, you did it.
That's just all green.
told you it was green. You owe me $10 bajillion.
So we have it here that I was right. And very, very so often, I tell Jay, I remind him constantly, Jay, I'm always right. And he always forgets about it. And it makes a fool of himself.
I just don't believe it. Like how I don't believe in God. God could appear right in front of me and I wouldn't believe it.
Yeah, you're colorblind.
I don't believe it. Favorite movie?
Oh no, Jay, you're killing me.
Yeah.
I literally can't.
Favorite movie in this era?
No, what does that mean? What? Like what?
It's not that difficult.
Despicable Me 4. Oh my god, why did I say that? Despicable Me 2. I haven't seen the 4, which is like such a shame to me, honestly.
Your favorite film is Despicable Me. You wanted to watch a deep show such as Arcane with me and talk about it and go deep dives and shit.
No, but see, that's the problem because like you cannot compare all movies because you know what I mean? They're all very different. What is this era also?
Well, I mean, like you know how some people have.
I have a list, by the way, of my favorite things. So I'm looking for that. And go ahead.
Don't you have like a backlog? It's like
Look at all of them.
You have a lot of favorite things.
Yeah, and I have to keep track of them, otherwise I'll forget.
I don't know.
In case people.
I don't know if like you could ask me my favorite anything. I think I could tell you right now, here now.
No.
Because it's like. It's weird. It's like, shouldn't you know this? It's like, what's your favorite color? Oh, let me just.
No. No, the movies is because like I love so many of them, and I have like different favorite movies for different scenarios. So Despicable Me.
So what's a scenario?
Not scenario, mood.
Oh, okay,
mood.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
So if you're like down in the dumps or you just need a laugh.
If I'll just need like a comfort movie and I know like, so these movie I know I could like how do you say it?
Like
I know every line of that movie. I could rewrite it.
You can transcribe it.
And it's called Angus, Thongs, and Perfect Snogging. It's a very like teenager chick flick. I love it, and I've read the book too. I read the book before I knew there was a movie, and the book is hilarious. And then, in the same kind of vibe, there's She's the Man. I don't think you'll know any of these movies because I don't think you would voluntarily.
Oh, I know She's the Man. That's a good one. Yeah,
it's really funny.
Yeah.
And then those are like they're less hee goofy, and they're more like I love the vibe. Actually, no. In the hee goofy, there's Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Solid.
Love this movie. And then like the vibe, there's Dazed and Confused.
Rings a bell. Like a picture doesn't come to mind.
It's a more recent movie, but it's about the 80s. It's just like a group of guys in the 80s. And I love
Sounds so boring.
No. So here's the thing. There are two movies like this that I love, and they're both like nothing happens. Mm-hmm. We just follow like a day in those people's life.
Wow.
It's like back in the days, but it's such a cool vibe. I know there's no action, nothing happens, but it's just you're like fully transported to that world.
Yeah, I guess there's for lack of better words, like a niche for that. Like it's a very specific thing instead of everything just being like, oh, the best romance of the world. It's just to transport you.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. Which I really like.
It bored the hell out of me, but it's like a documentary. I can't sit through those.
Two movies.
Whoa.
That are also more about the vibe, but also more about the cinematographic.
I'll give you one more shot to say that right. Say it in French.
Cinematographic. Cinematographique. Cinematography.
Not English?
Cinematography. Cinematography.
There you go. First try.
That was hard. That was so hard. Which is Palo Alto and then Kings of Summer. Actually, you should watch Kings of Summer. It's the same thing. There's like a storyline and a little like intrigue, but it's not too... It's like very slow. the movie's very slow. There's a lot of like nothing happens, no dialogue, just music and then like some beautiful shots.
Yeah, I can enjoy those. It's just my thing with anything that's art related, it's got to have a point.
Yeah.
Like it could be like the most hard to reach point, but I think the most satisfying for me is to figure something out like years after you watch it. You know?
Okay.
It's like, let's say you watch something as a kid, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it marked you in a certain way, and you're just like, oh, that was a fun movie. And then you like go back to it, and you're just like, damn. Oh, you had an experience like that?
Yeah. I literally have a tattoo of it. Oh my god, why is it not in my list? That is
I can see why you need to keep track of them now.
See? This is why. So this is exactly what happened. So it's called U. Just the letter U.
Uh-huh.
For the camera. I don't think you'll see it. Anyway, so my mother showed it to me when I was a kid. And it's like a cartoon. It's like it's animated.
Mm-hmm.
And it's about a little unicorn and a princess dog. And I remember being so like touched by it when I watched it as a kid. I was so like, I don't know, like I felt differently watching this movie. I felt like it was deeper.
Mm-hmm.
And I love the memory that I had of this movie. And then during my whole childhood, like as a teenager, blah blah, I never wanted to rewatch it because I was so scared to ruin that memory. It's like, what if I was just a kid and it seemed super deep, but now that I watch it more grown up, I'm gonna be like, it's a cartoon. And so I decided to rewatch it when, I don't know, like 3 years ago, and I was like, amazing. I was like, it's amazing, it's crazy. I rewatched it as an adult, if you call me an adult. And I was like, what? The memories, like the vibe I get from this movie, the same as that I got when I was a kid. I got the message a little bit more.
Yeah.
And it's so much more beautiful now that I've seen it.
Yeah. It's much more fulfilling when you get the big picture and you see why.
So beautiful.
Especially, I really like it. See, there's a fine line you could do with films and books and stuff like that, where a lot of them will like hammer down the theme and it'll like shove it down your throat, and you're just like, okay, chillax a bit. But I like it when they give like little hints of like what the theme is. It could be like, friendship, or like, you can defy your fate, choose your own fate. But if they just like sprinkle it here and there, and then at the climax it really like shows that, and then after when you take away, you're just like, I'm realizing that I'm kind of like behaving differently because I learned lessons from that. That's awesome.
Yeah. But what I loved about this movie is that it's very obvious what not the lesson, but like what the theme is.
Yeah.
But because it was meant for kids, it's not too like explicitly said.
Yeah.
And so when you're a grown up, you're like, oh, it's about that, but it's not too like, it's just a little. Yeah. And it's about growing up, so I love it. It's like everyone can relate to it.
Mm-hmm. I feel like those types of things are definitely like steeped in nostalgia. If I were to like pick it up, I'd probably be like, what is this fucking animated kid show? No,
you would love it. Do you want to see it actually one day?
What's it called?
U. But it's just in French. Yeah, the letter U.
What's the premise? Two sentence premise.
It's a princess growing up.
Dude, I can relate to that so much.
A little dog princess growing up.
Oh, I can.
Ooh, that was wet.
Fucking nasty.
And then basically I can't spoil you. But yeah, we follow this princess who's growing up, who's going from being a kid to a teenager, and so she discovers wanting to be free. She falls in love, but all of this in like such a short span of time, and so again, it's very slow. It's very like it's in a different universe too, so like it's very mesmerizing.
Yeah, like dream-esque.
Yeah. And it's very weird, and I love it.
I'll consider it.
It's in French.
I've been actually like listening to more French media recently. Not French, but like I've been listening to like Québécois YouTubers too.
Okay.
I don't know, like listening to it just makes me feel a bit more comfortable speaking French.
Okay, yeah.
Because it's like, well, you're exposed to it.
Yeah.
Like in English, because English is everywhere, like I feel comfortable speaking English, but So the French movie thing is not a big turnoff for me.
Okay.
But a dog princess growing up in a magical, dreamy world.
It's really good. Oh my god.
Psychedelic world.
I cannot sell this movie enough.
You did a terrible job.
What?
Okay, to sell a product, you gotta know what I want. You gotta know what that...
Okay, but I'm selling it as it is. I want you to know
it's
what
a tactic.
You're getting in.
It's also a tactic. True.
It is what it is.
Tis what it is.
Anyway, you're welcome for this 6.
Oh my gosh.
6 answers.
Thank you. You keep track?
I think so.
6.
7, actually.
For the movies or for the...
For the movies.
Yeah, because we're only on question 3.
Okay, are you going to tell your answers or...
Well, if you want to know, just ask.
not until now. No. So.
Okay.
No, because you said
super important.
Didn't you say your favorite season was fall?
Yeah.
Okay, and in color, what is it? Oh, wait, I know actually. Vermilion red.
Vermilion is an orange.
Okay, vermilion orange. Is that it?
No.
What do you mean?
No.
Cremazy.
Crimson.
Crimson.
But overall, red.
Okay, copycat. No personality.
I was born first.
And then movie?
Hacksaw Ridge. Either Hacksaw Ridge or Forrest Gump.
Okay. What's the other one? I don't know. What?
Hacksaw Ridge is
Hacksaw?
Hacksaw. So hack and saw. Like jigsaw.
Oh. No, movie.
It's with Andrew Lincoln. It's a war movie.
Horror?
War.
Found footage?
No. What did you write?
Hack?
Ridge. Oh. Hacksaw Ridge.
Oh, Hacksaw Ridge.
I think... In the same...
Andrew?
Yeah.
Who did you say?
Andrew... did I say Andrew Lincoln?
Something...
Andrew Garfield is what I meant to say. Yeah. Andrew Lincoln is another Brit. He was The Walking Dead.
The true story of PFC Desmond, who won the Congressional Medal of Honor despite refusing to bear arms during World War II on religious grounds. So he fought the war with no weapon?
Obviously, like, those stories are probably more dramatized or definitely changed for the... But, the pacing, I think the one thing that makes a story, whatever it is, if you want to make a good story, master pacing. And Hacksaw Ridge, just like Forrest Gump, if you're willing to sit there for like 3 hours, same thing for the Lord of the Rings stuff. But Hacksaw Ridge, like, it felt so appropriate. Like when things never felt like they were, at least while I was watching it, things never felt like they were dragging. Things kind of, they didn't feel too quick. Like if we needed to stay in a moment to, like, something grave happen, like we stayed there, no dialogue, just silence. It was just so well done. But I think it's such an inspirational type of thing. Like, there's a lot. It was directed by Mel Gibson, which he's notorious for putting a lot of like Christian motifs in these films, and there is quite a lot in there. But it never felt overbearing. It always felt like this is just a guy that believes in God, and it's not trying to say like God is real or anything like that. And it's nice to see like this guy's faith, and it's not when you see someone that has so much faith to persevere and like to fuel willpower, it's inspiring. It doesn't have to be like a religious faith or anything. Like if you have like, you know, people that are just confident, they have a lot of faith in themselves, and it's just very attractive. So seeing this guy like really live his values, you know, and live by it, like he's risking not only his life but the life of like his, I don't want to say too much. I think you should see it. It's such a great film. I don't know, like I wouldn't say it's like the goriest of war films, but it's still a war film, so it's not there to positively romanticize war.
Okay.
But no, it's a beautiful thing. It's kind of a trope at this point, but I love it when films about conflict and war advertise peace. I love that. I love that so much. As a pacifist, as a new
insert clip of him saying that he got chased by.
And so I'm a pacifist now. I don't want to die anymore.
I was a fighter.
It was my redemption arc.
Okay.
Oh, I don't want to.
Nicely.
Okay, these are the big ones.
Oh.
What drives you?
Oh no. That is insane.
Yeah.
That is insane.
I was like holding that one off, and I'm just like,
let's joke about verbs and then go for that one big question.
Yeah.
What? Oh
we can skip and come back to it afterwards.
I don't really know. What drives me every day in life in general?
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess it's kind of like adjacent to what do you want from life.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be that, but I feel like the answers are usually in the same vein.
So the honest answer, no, it's not an honest answer. The first thing that came to my mind was because I'm not someone who plans at all, and because I have such a hard time like seeing myself in the future, like projecting in the future, because to me it's so unreal that it's gonna happen. The fact that I have no idea, kind of like, I really want to know what's gonna happen, and so I'm like, okay, I go through things just because I want to be surprised with what is gonna happen in my life.
Mm-hmm.
There's that, and there's, I don't know how to. Is drive kind of like the reason why you do everything, like why you'll wake up every morning and do the things that you're supposed to, blah blah.
It's a big question.
Yeah. So one big thing about me is I want to do things for the good of like the good in general, I guess. So I don't know. My work is a shitty work, but what drives me is that I'm doing something good. Yeah, like I'm helping people. I'm doing something that's not just for me. Like I'm leaving something behind that's gonna help somebody else. Just bring my part to make sure this world gets a little better. And then same thing for every day, because like I don't know, like everything I can do to correct things or try to make the world go in a better way, I'll do. So like I'm a very big like planet whore.
Yeah.
So being a vegetarian,
she'll do anything for a $5 to the planet.
But yeah.
You look a bit chilly.
I'm not actually, for once.
You're all balled up and shivering.
What? I'm not shivering.
Your teeth, your big ass flushed away teeth are clunkering.
So much. My nose is clogged. Can you hear though? Teep, teep, teep.
Oh yeah.
Tissue. But yeah, basically I'm a saint, and that's what drives me. I'm such a good person.
Do you
attention is gonna be really disgusting.
Oh.
It wasn't that bad, but where is it?
Yo, I felt that come out. Oh. Oh.
No, but nothing is coming out.
I feel it. I feel the reverberations.
That's just air. Ugh, where is all the snot?
We don't want to play hide and seek with snot.
Anyway.
Never got
there's being surprised, having fun. And then I want to be useful in life. I don't want to be a random person who's gonna disappear and then my life will have been meaningless. You know what I mean?
New glasses. I see an opaque. You want more water?
Yes, please.
Break time!
I bring me some chocolate.
I don't have some chocolate.
What?
I told you I don't have chocolate, dude. I'm a healthy eater. I just eat eggs and rice.
That's and I hate this health life. I really hate it. To be honest, I'm pretty healthy.
Hey, it's gonna be tap water.
What's the problem with tap water?
Look at all these chemicals.
Ew! Ew! Why are you giving me this?
I'm sorry.
Where's your little filter thing?
I wanted to change the filter. It's so stuck. I didn't want to break.
Jay, I'm not drinking this. Are you crazy?
Dude, it's gonna be fine. It's just
this is opaque.
Water. Yeah. Why are you stealing my Verlingo?
What? Your what? Your Verlingo?
What the fuck comes out of me from... I don't know. That's...
What is that?
Copyrighted. It's mine now.
Verlingo?
Yeah.
Is that a portmanteau for something?
Yeah. My vernacular and my lingo.
Oh my god. I don't even know what vernacular means.
Vernacular is your everyday type of terminology. It's like your... So vocabulary would be the entire encyclopedia of all the words you have, while a vernacular would be like the ones that you use on a daily basis.
Vernacular.
At least that's my understanding of it.
The language or dialect spoken by the ordinary people in a particular country or region.
Yeah.
So if exactly what you said.
No, but if you can use it in the sense like if you're talking about an individual's vernacular, you just take that, like when it says like a community, a country, whatever, take that and you just put it as a person. It's exactly what I said.
Yeah.
So it's like the terminology you use as a norm, essentially.
Oh yeah, because similar everyday language.
Yeah. So like when you say like slay,
that's like a lingo.
Yeah. Hence Verlingo. Full circle. I'm a genius.
What's your drive?
I think I just want to help people. And yeah, I think that's just it. I think for better or for worse, I think I act solely to not necessarily the validation, but like to the consequence or for the consequence of others.
Okay.
I don't think I'll do things for myself. I don't see the point.
Really?
Yeah.
What about your game?
Well, I'm doing it like it's fun to do. It's like a painter. Maybe. Because I want to say like someone who shares art usually shares art to share an idea with people so they can have their own experience with it.
Yeah.
You know? And me making games is very much because I want to I want to explore different realms and, you know, have that fantasy life and stuff like that, and you know, games are fun to play, but I always like telling a story that has a good moral to keep at the end of the day. Like my favorite game of all time, for example, is a game that I played when I was like 10 years old, and it was a game about political warfare.
Okay.
And it just shows, and it kind of, I don't know how big of an effect it had on me. I don't know if it was like the chicken or the egg situation, but like a big part of it was to show that nobody's wrong. Everybody's following their own version of what they think is good, even though like, you know, it then becomes a question of like, do the ends justify the means and stuff like that. And that, now here I am always like, I can't figure out what's good or bad, you know. There's always so much gray. So as much as people might see that as a burden on me, I think it's more of a boon, and I want to share with people some ideas. And I think it's harder to explain, I feel, some ideas when you're saying it verbatim, and it's harder to convince people, I think, if you're just saying it verbatim. I think people subscribe so much easier to stories.
Yeah.
You know? And I feel like you can name any story and there's something to take away from that, and there's something that you probably have taken away from it. And I think that's what I want to share, especially when it comes to more complex ideas. Like there's even another game, they don't do the best way of explaining it, but they do a pretty good job where it's a game called Persona, and they explore Jung's like the personas and the archetypes and your shadow, you know, if you're familiar with those terms. And it's in a like anime style type of thing, so it's, you know, you can either like read like plenty of books about philosophy, or you can get yourself started on like, you know, an anime game that tells you all these things. And I think that's super interesting. It's like a bite-sized way of that was a long way of saying I want to help people. And I feel like there's a few things that I think I figure out that is harder to, let's just say, that I have indeed figured them out and I'm not just lying to myself. And I would like to share those ideas with people in a easy to swallow way. So yeah. So no, I don't act on for myself at all. And if I do, I feel extremely guilty. Like those lazy days, those very comfort oriented days. It's just like, it's not necessarily actually guilt. It's just like, it doesn't feel fulfilling. As much as like I spent the entire night finishing up my game for my jam because it was to be submitted earlier today. Yeah. And I was about to give up. Like at 3 a.m. I was just like, and it's all bug fixing too, so there's a lot of brain process and I was just I was dying. But then now when I submitted it at like 11 a.m.
Oh my goodness.
Even though I've been up since 8 a.m. yesterday, I don't know, I feel like a big weight is off my shoulders. Plus I've been like working day in, day out for the last like 2 weeks, like really, really going hard on it. So yeah, there's something fulfilling about that. I don't know if I answered the question.
Yep.
Cool.
You did.
Okay, this is an interesting one.
Oh no. Wait, I'm looking for my hand cream.
Just spit in your hands.
Okay. Go ahead.
Are you your authentic self?
Oh my goodness. Not always.
Can, like...
Let me think. Yes. Okay, so I'm one of... I feel like there used to be little trends where, like, being your complete self with everyone was, like, the good thing, and then showing only certain facets with certain people was, like, a bad thing. I don't think it's the case. I don't know. I think it's, like...
What do you mean, showing certain facets?
They're acting differently with that person than with that other person. I was like, when you're younger, more. When I grew up, it used to be that. We used to, like, tell each other, oh, if you're acting differently with somebody, then it's not great, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, like, if you say, like, dark jokes to one group of friends, but you're a bit more, like, PC with another group of friends.
Or just, like, if you're, like, more extroverted with somebody, or, like... an introvert with somebody else, or right? More, you know what I mean?
You're saying that was more of a problem back in the day.
Yeah, it used to be seen as like a negative aspect of it.
I still think it could dip into it, because like in a way you're kind of code changing.
Yeah.
Which doesn't inherently, like, at the end of the day, you have to kind of adapt to your audience. You can't just have the world adapt to you.
Yeah.
So it is what it is. If someone gets upset for that, I mean, I understand where they're coming from, but I also understand why the person has to. There's some people that go a bit too far. Like, they completely change personalities, and that's just like, ugh.
Yeah, it's a little cringy if you mix social spheres.
Yeah.
But anyway, so throughout my life, I kept thinking about that because I see that I'm never the same person depending on who I'm with. And I don't see it as a problem because it's not like I'm trying to... It's not like I'm trying to be like them. It's more I'm trying to see what, like, side of my personality, like, fits better with that person.
Yeah.
And so sometimes, for a while, I was like, that's fine. Like, it's totally fine with me. I like it. I like not being the same person. I like getting to experience different, I don't know, like, moments with different people. that fit my personality, because everyone, I don't know, everyone's different. You like different things with different people. But now sometimes I think about it and I think, is it that I want to enjoy different things with different people, or is it that I don't feel comfortable being my like full self with everyone? Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I feel kind of disturbed because I'm like, is it right to hang out with somebody if I don't allow myself to fully show who I am just because I'm like, oh, it doesn't fit to them. Like, they wouldn't like it that much. It's fine.
When you say, like, fully show yourself, like...
Like, I feel like with you guys, I'm entirely me. Like, there's no filter.
Oh, boy.
You see as I actually am.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, womp womp.
Womp womp.
But I don't know, like, I'm not like this with everyone. Like, I don't show my fully woke self to everyone. I don't show my fully autistic side to everyone. I don't show, you know what I mean? Sometimes I have to be a little bit more. I also let myself show more, because like you're vulnerable in different sides of your personality. So sometimes I'll be more vulnerable in like certain sides, and then
it's a bit harder for me to follow, because I think like my suppression of my authentic self is just how straightforward and blunt I can be. It's like I'll still be joking around. Like, obviously, if someone's a bit more like stick up the ass, I'm not gonna be like, oh, the fucking Holocaust, am I right? You know, I'm not. Even then, I can barely get away with that. But like, I think the biggest thing that holds me back is whether or not. Because at the end of the day, whenever I say something, for the most part, unless like those rare times where I'm actually like really, really upset, it's like what I'm saying is because it's coming from a good place. And I feel like most people is the case as well. But a lot of the times when I do bring up these like deeper subjects, one, they're harder to grasp because it's usually because they're deeper and they're harder to navigate. And two, because oftentimes it's an insult on your own character. Or it's not an insult, sorry, but I guess more like a criticism, or it challenges your character,
right.
And people don't really like that. Whether it doesn't matter how close you are, so that's why I find it's harder for me to. I think, not to say that your case is more typical. But I feel like oftentimes when people think of their authentic self, they think of... Actually, no. Maybe it's not that dissimilar. It's just a different... Like, I just...
You filter yourself more because...
I filter myself in other ways. Like, I think we probably filter ourselves in the same, like, amount, just in different, like, directions. That's what I'm starting to think.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess because the different direction is so far away from it. Because I would say I'm mostly myself with people, even people that I don't quite know. But I guess it depends what myself means. Like, I feel very comfortable like saying some edgy jokes with people I've just met. But I can also kind of read the room, so.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, so complicated then. So, would you say you're mostly your authentic self, or?
I say I've kind of made sure my closest friends, or the people I would see more often, were people I could feel comfortable being 100% authentic. So now, yeah, like with my roommate, 100% authentic. Anyway, I live with him. I don't have a choice.
Yeah.
You guys, just and if I can feel like I have to be more of like a nice little girl, I'm like, okay, well, those people, like, I enjoy the company and I really like them, but it's like after I hang out with them, I'll be tired because I've been playing this character. It's not really, because I've been me the entire, like, it's a side of my personality, but I just like I make it take the whole space when really it should only take like up to, I don't know, like 15%. Does that make sense?
Like,
a lot of masking,
I see. Like your forced self is taking more space than your easy breezy.
Yeah, because like you have different type of personality, and like they should all take their own part.
Yeah.
And then when I'm with somebody, I'll choose which one fits better, and I'm explaining masking.
Yeah.
And when I did my classes on autism, and they would talk about it, I was like,
I do that.
I was like, what? And then I remember, oh my god, I actually left crying that day. We're like,
you do that a lot.
You're
gonna run out of tears.
I know. Oh my god. The teacher was like, I had a client. She was the statistic girl, was like very high functioning, but when she was talking, she was always thinking about what she was saying, analyzing what she was saying to make sure it would fit. And I feel like a lot of people do that, but I was like, that's not autistic at all. And then everybody was laughing because we were like, ha, what? She does that? I was like, that's the most normal thing ever. And I was like, why are they laughing? I was like, I don't look like anyone. No one understands me. It was, I explained it in a very simple way, but it was she was explaining the principle of masking and then fitting into the mold that most autistic, usually women or like high functioning autistic people do. So it was just like, and I don't think I'm autistic.
Yet.
Just FYI. I just exhibit a lot of autistic traits, but I'm not.
At 30 subscribers, we're gonna bring her to a psychiatrist and get her and get her diagnosed. She's gonna look in the mirror. Ooh, you. There's a lot wrong with you.
I'm actually not. And I'm not allowed to do that test. I'm not, qualified
to practice it on diagnose someone.
Yeah, I can't do any diagnosis. I'd have to be a psychologist.
Why not? TikTok does it all the time.
Yeah.
Rest in peace. Wait, did it come back?
TikTok, yeah.
US TikTok
for 3 months, I think, some shit like that.
It's like a weird subscription we didn't ask for.
No, but I'm telling you, it's such a shit show there. Anyway. I think mostly I am. Now I've made sure I've surrounded myself with people I could be authentic.
Cool.
And when I feel like I can't, because it usually barriers I put up myself. Like I'm not comfortable because I'm like, oh, they're not gonna like this side of me, and I'm like, okay, but that's you. You shouldn't. Mm-hmm. It shouldn't be a problem. And so I push myself on it. If they don't like me, they don't like me. So no.
I don't like you. You're welcome. It's called exposure therapy.
And I'm totally fine with it because I don't like you either. I'm just here for chocolate and there aren't any, so I guess I'm gonna leave.
I have tough skin, but that was too much. Okay, that cut deep. That bruised my innards.
I've had this scar for 2 weeks of a little girl scratching me.
I don't see it.
What? Here. 2 scars. You see it?
Oh.
On one hand, I'm like, if this stays forever, it could be a cool story. On another, I'm like, I don't really want this to stay here. Like it. The lore behind it is cool.
Nice pun. On one hand. I was just like, you got scratch on both?
I already have like a bite mark on my leg from work, so I'm like, maybe one is enough. Damn. But this one is kind of like a bottle.
Lucky.
Bottle scar.
What I would do for a bite mark.
It's gonna stay forever.
Battle scars. Just don't tell people it's from little children.
I fought to blood. I came to hands. And then
I dueled till death.
This is like knife. I could say it's like a knife thingy.
That's insensitive. I got slashed.
Yeah. Sounds better.
What is your biggest fear?
Oof. I know that one. It's dogs.
Are you kidding me? That is your biggest fear?
It's not.
Okay.
It's my second biggest fear. Biggest fear is death.
Really?
And I cannot talk about it.
Alright.
Because I get in such a bad mood after it. Like, I'm terrified. I'm fully terrified.
Maybe you should go to church.
And so if I talk about it, it's horrible.
You should convert.
I think I think about it like twice a year because of how much it affects me.
Jesus.
I really keep it out of.
You're welcome. What's the quota now? Is this your second time of the year?
I've thought about it once already, and it was horrible.
It's only February. That means you can't think about it anymore. Sorry.
No, but I can talk about it and whatever, think about it like superficially, but I can actually go into it and be like, okay, what happened?
Well, you're not gonna get superficial with me. I'm sorry.
I guess I'm scared because like we don't know, right? We have no idea.
Yeah, which is,
and to me,
going back to bundle of inner conflict earlier.
Why?
What drives me? Well, the unknown.
Okay, the unknown for as long as I'm alive.
Okay, yeah. We're putting the little caveats. What's fun,
right?
But like, who knows? Maybe it's fun after death. Maybe you get reincarnated as an iguana.
Okay, here's the thing. I'm a theist and I do not believe in paradise. I'm actually not a theist. I'm agnostic. But I don't believe in such things. But to me, it just feels like impossible that we just stop. That's not possible. I mean, that's not possible. So I honestly believe that we do reincarnate into something else or someone else, but we're not aware, right? We just like, you wake up one day and you're living through life. You'll have no recollection. It's just like you'll have this sense of self again, but it's just we're different people. Do you know what I mean? Just because it's so inconceivable for me that there's nothing.
Well, the brain is a very tricky thing.
Yeah.
Because even when you're having a dream, you can convince yourself that this shit is real.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, so, it's crazy.
I think one of the biggest disappointments I have in this modern age is there's so many things we can just look up, especially with AI too. We can just like look up the answers so easy peasy. When we talk about like brain activity, like the concrete neuroscience, there's fuck all. Like we're just like, oh, we can see where the jolts happen and what places are agitated, but I don't think like it's such, obviously I'm not a neuroscientist, but like it just feels so intangible. It's just like, oh, it's all like a bunch of correlation. Mm-hmm. So
there's a horror movie, and I wish they could turn it into an actual documentary of them doing the work, but it's called Flyliners, and it's a bunch of med students that research that, where it's like they go into like artificial death, I guess.
Yeah.
They flatline for like 3 seconds, and then they follow like the brain activity during that time.
Yeah.
And then I don't know what happened. I don't know how realistic all of that is, but I'm like, wow, that's so interesting. And when I looked at the movie, I was like, I want to know, because I was terrified. I was like, I need to know, like I want to know.
It's because there's absolutely, and there's no like breadcrumb trail to it at all.
Yeah.
Like the closest thing to a breadcrumb trail, we don't have to talk about this too much, but like I don't recollect anything from the moment I am twisting and turning in bed to dreamland.
Yeah.
There's like that black spot.
Yeah.
And to me, that's what death is.
Uh-huh.
Assuming that it's very, very atheistic about it.
But it's also, you wake up at some point, and so you're aware of like, oh.
No, but you still don't remember.
Yeah, but I said death is like the whole time. There was no point where you're like, oh my god, there's been like 100 years of me doing that. You know what I mean? There's no point where you're gonna realize, because it's gonna be that the whole time.
Well, in my understanding, assuming there's no reincarnation or no paradise, blah blah, it's just that moment, that transitory moment, forevermore. And I don't know if that's scary. Like I don't know what to think about it. It's just like, if it's truly nothing, then that sucks. I mean, there's no potential. Like you can't do anything. So I don't know. It's a weird thing. I'm curious. I'm not in a rush to see anytime soon. You know?
That terrifies me.
Another thing that terrifies me, going with the like how we know nothing about brains, is just the cosmos. It just there's so much we don't know, and I hate that we can't like type anything and be, like you can be like, oh, like, well, what happens in a black hole, and you just get like a 3D diagram. Like we don't really get to see like those pictures of like the bright colorful space is just like infrared. In reality, it's just black. I just feel like all of it is a lie. It's just a lie. But yeah, that's one of my other modern frustrations as a curious intellectual scholar, academic dropout.
It's like it's infinite. What do you mean it's infinite? Because we're so tiny, we're so minuscule. Like we have no idea what infinite means. Like universe infinite. Like what does that mean?
I really like the genre of cosmic horror because it explores the idea of there are things just outside of our comprehension.
Yeah.
And
it's insane to me. It's just crazy.
Like I really like that a modern movie, Bird Box. It wasn't like the best movie of all time, but it did a good job at like at least for like a I guess a more casual audience to understand like there's something that's so out of our comprehension that. Did you ever watch Bird Box?
Is it the mother? The horror movie?
Yeah, where they have to be blind at the end. Yeah. So essentially, like, you see something so atrocious or incomprehensible that you have to commit suicide.
Right.
You know, unless you are clinically insane. And obviously, the writings of like H.P. Lovecraft they're like the best to explain those things. But
I didn't know.
Yeah, it's super. It's the idea is really, really cool, and there's a lot of things that you could do with it. It just frustrates me that there's no answer. Yeah, but it is what it is.
Yeah, no, it's scary.
That's one. Like, I don't care for like prolonging my life more than I need to. Like cryo. There's a specific word because cryo just means like frost, right? Or freezing. But essentially, like, freezing yourself to like wake up like 300 years later. Like, I'd be just very, very curious.
I don't want to do that. I want to live forever.
I feel like you would just get so bored. Like, I'm getting bored now.
There's millions and millions of things to do. And, like, I want to know where all this is going. And because it seems like it's going in terrible places, I want to be here to make it.
I want to see it when the world burns.
No, like, I want to be able to keep making sure it doesn't. Or, like, bringing my little piece to the, you know.
Your little grain of sand, salt. In an ocean.
What's this? In French, the proverb is ma pierre à l'édifice. So you bring your own, you know.
Yeah.
What's a
for the audio listeners and also the Anglo speakers that don't speak French, a stone to your building.
Yeah, to the building.
To the building.
Yeah.
Which
to the edifice. Is that a word?
Yeah, edifice. Okay. Yeah, if you're fancy schmancy.
What's a English proverb for this?
Baby steps.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. It's not
just
really that.
Bringing your own piece of the work. You know?
Yeah.
Ish.
I don't really know proverbs. Listen, if I knew proverbs, I wouldn't come up with these shitty analogies that I always come up with. But for those who haven't caught on, it means bringing a little stone to help in the building of an entire edifice. I feel like it's very, very obvious, but there's a little Timmy out there that just doesn't get it. Promise you that. He appreciates this. So he said biggest fear. I think you kind of answered this. By the way, some of these are my biggest fear?
Was it just the...
No, those are my frustrations.
Okay.
Biggest fear... Yeah, I think it's along the lines of like never being understood.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is not that bad if I think about it. No, but for real, like I've come to I had like a couple of years to like really come to terms with the idea, and I could think of so many worse. Like Bria is like a fire. Like imagine having a paranoid or burglars. I would hate myself if I had to like look every corner be like, oh, am I gonna get robbed?
Her
Oh, is
biggest
this
fear
stolen?
fire?
Huh? Hers.
Her biggest fear is fire.
One of them, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Fire kills.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not being understood. The next one is, I don't know, because I want to go to the next. I'll go to the one afterwards. Who or what inspires you the most? There's this TikToker.
No. Greta Thunberg.
Is that the kid?
Yeah. She's so good. What do you mean? She's so good.
Yeah.
So any like activist, any young activist, because I'm like, wow, you're doing all of this at such a young age. That's so inspiring. And there are a few, but they're all French people. Who else? And yeah, they're mostly like, activists. I don't think of like anyone who, well, the rest I'm just like, they're my models. Like I want to kind of be like them. Or, like I follow their way of living because like I want to have a healthy way of living, but they're not like inspirations for my life in general.
I mean, inspiration can come in small pieces. I think when I was thinking up of this question, I was thinking of your immediate surrounding.
Oh.
Yeah. There's a possibility that there is none too. Yeah.
A lot of the times, so many times now, but only for, like I told you, because I wanted to be more like Lilith when it came to like helping people.
I remember what you told me.
Because sometimes I'm here and I'm like, shit, what do I say? Like I don't know what to say, and then I try to think like, okay, why would she say? Not like why would she say, but like how would she analyze? You know, like you analyze this. Remember what you learned in your classes, shit like that. You know.
Yeah.
So there's this, and there's standing up for myself.
Yeah. That I think that I remember really that.
Good for that. Yeah.
That rings a bit more true. Yeah.
Where it's more like, okay, because usually I think about something and then like days later I'm like, shit, I've been played, or like, oh, I didn't defend myself as I wanted to, or I don't know, I wasn't true to myself because I was too, I chose avoiding conflict rather than, you know, like standing up for myself. And I'm like, now I don't want to be like this anymore, and so that's one of the things I think about, like, why would you say it?
Go fuck yourself.
I know, I'm so sorry, but a lot of the times, like, I do think, what would let it say?
Yeah, I think that's fair. If it helps you, like, go towards who you would like if it's like a helping piece to get to the version of yourself that you want to be, all power to you. I would just approach differently.
But I mean, I don't take from, because I feel like initially, the way you approach things is more similar to the way I do. And you have her way of seeing things too, I guess, but like I don't at all. And so like I do you know what I mean? Like we're more similar. Like I'll think more like you. Intuitively.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Instinctively.
And then her, I not really. But I like the way she approaches things. Sometimes I'm like, okay, that's what I like. I like just like taking time to reflect and like introspect, and then be like, okay, like actually think, what do I feel? How do I feel? Like, is this okay? Is this not okay? Stand up for yourself, and I don't try to be a people pleaser all the time. While still acting with like integrity, and then making sure that you take in consideration what the other people are thinking, feeling, blah blah, but still thinking about me as much as I think about others.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Right. It feels like you're coming more from a bounce back of just being too much of a people pleaser, and you're trying to like ricochet off of that. And the way she handles things definitely is in your realm of piercing through the heavens. Yeah, that makes sense. I, for one, find inspiration in everyone.
Yeah.
As jokey as that sounds,
it
actually does.
Yeah, for sure.
Because there's a lot of people that are they just do things differently. And even though I disagree, like, I think I disagree with 100% autistic people, authentic people. Like, people that are like, they wear their hearts on their sleeves. I disagree with the way they go through life, but I find it so inspiring. Unless they're like fucking like just unpleasant, you know, they're just like entitled and they just spewed out nonsense. But like people that are just authentic and themselves, and like Michael, he's just just there. He's just had I don't know, like I know he's gone through different certain things that you know, he's battling his own demons, but like it just feels like he's just buenas vibras, you know, just enjoying life, going like, and it's, even though I don't think I could ever get there for whatever reason, I don't know, it's just nice to, in a sense, be a part of that. And maybe I can like take something out of it, whether I notice it or not. So I think one of my bigger inspirations is two of my closest friends. I'm just kind of like I don't want to say too much because 2 out of 3, that leaves one of them out. So I don't know if they're ever gonna watch this, but I don't want them to feel left out. But I think obviously like my friend Matt, even though we have such different ways of, he's so generous, he's so giving, and he's so like, I do things for other people, but he endeavors for other people, you know. And I find that very inspirational. And my other friend, he's just like a workaholic, like put your emotions aside, you know. And obviously I don't want to be exactly that, but it helps me, especially being a very, very emotional person, it helps me to be like, all right, I've got other things to do, we can take these things like easy, and like organize things so you can tackle things as easy as possible. So I think those are some. Also the girls, the fact that they're so, like I said, people that are super authentic, I disagree with it, but it is inspiring to me to see people that are just themselves, no matter the consequences in your interpersonal relations, and they're not bad people, you know. So yeah, inspiration's a bit everywhere. Yeah, go for it.
I agree. I'm kind of the same way. I think everyone kind of is like that. I don't know, actually.
Is like that.
Or like you see everyone around you with such like beautiful qualities, and you kind of want to reflect that as well. I'm a very like mirror neurons. Where like I see something and I'll reproduce the exact same thing. Where sometimes I'm like, what are you doing this? Like I'm copying that person exactly.
Yeah, mimicry. So I've caught myself doing that too. Yeah. I don't think that's
so weird.
I feel like anything, you know, when you're like hanging out with a friend or whatever, and they just always say like the funniest shit, and you're just like, damn, how did they come up with that stuff? I've come to the point where like when I was like
great moment to chop.
when I was like you know, late teens, early 20s, I think I was inspired by a lot of different facets, and I was definitely like mimicking that, and it's come to the point where there are things that I am influenced by, but for the most part, because I have such like a background of like some dumbass shit, I can kind of just like make my own stuff.
Okay.
And whether it's better or not from like the things I plagiarize is all subjective. But yeah, I'm starting to see that now, that because I always worried about my mimicry and how I would just take from it. I don't think it's that uncommon. I feel like you hang out with someone for a long time, you're gonna start picking up their mannerisms and their vernacular, and some of just generally their habits. But at a certain point, I don't know. I feel like your capacity, your sponge is filled completely of things to grab. So you just you work with what you got. You know, that's what I'm starting to feel.
But I do, like I'll say verbatim like the exact same way somebody would say something, because like I'm like, oh wow, I love how that person says that, or like, oh, I don't know, like when I came to Starbucks, I had no experience with people I didn't know. Like I was so bad socially, and I remember seeing Alex speaking to Bill. I was like, wow, I love how she speaks, and then I would say the exact same thing she was saying people the exact same way. Yeah. Like, hello, how are you doing this day? Like the exact same way, and I was like, why am I doing this? Or at work, I learned a lot by observing people, because I'm so, I don't know, like I'm good at just repeating. Yeah. So there are two girls at my work that I really like the way they work or the way they act with kids, and I learned a lot from them. But like sometimes I'll be with my clients and I'm like, oh wow, I'm acting exactly like that person, or like I'm using the same tone, the same words, like everything exactly. Or even like Lilith, the way she's always like, oh my god, you were so cool for that. And one thing also that I take from Lilith is I really want, and from a lot of other people, usually that's like the common thing I try to like get inspiration from, is how they're so nice to everyone. Like they're always so positive, they're always like lift people up. And I always, to my friends, sometimes I'm like, oh my god, you're so good. I'm like, ew, why am I saying this? Like that's not why are you copying her? And that's so weird. But I'm like, they're all like positive things I take from people, and like I really want to be like this too. Not because I want to be them, but I'm like, I don't know. Like I feel like I start with this exact same thing, and then I'll shape it into my own personality. Yeah. And like I use something different. Maybe, I don't know. I as per usual, I explained it in a weird way, but that's pretty much what I was going on to. But I don't know. It's not something I worry about anymore. I can understand why you worry about it, and you have good reason to. Once again, very artistic.
You can't diagnose yourself. You said it yourself.
Echoing, it's called.
Echoing? I call it mimicry. Is there, and who is a person that you trust completely?
No, I don't think so.
Fucking loser.
Like trust with my life, like yeah, there are a few people that I trust would do anything to save me, but I would trust to like always stick by me, or like trust to confide everything in, not necessarily.
Like trust, reliable, loyal.
Right. Probably my sister. Probably my mom too.
Makes sense.
Brian.
That's a good roster right there. I called you a loser earlier. I don't think I have any.
Because it's such a big thing. Like they're all
and I'm
people,
dark and mysterious.
I'm not sure either that I could like share everything with them, and them not
doing something wonky.
Deciding to be like, okay, that's too much. I'm like, this is the end.
I think a big thing too is sometimes, whether they mean to or not, they can end up hurting you with that knowledge, and it's just like, it's not something I want to tango with. So
I guess probably my mom would be someone who for sure would do anything to make sure I'm okay, and then I'm happy and stuff. It's actually her birthday today.
Happy birthday, Miss.
Christelle.
What's her name?
Christelle.
Chrissy.
Cricri. Her nickname is Cricri.
It's not the most appetizing name.
Well, see, that's in my mother.
Too much.
Cree.
Cree.
Actually, her oldest brother calls her Kinette.
Okay.
And still to this day, he still calls her like this. And I find it's the cutest thing ever.
Yeah, it's kind of cute.
And I wish I had a big brother to be like that.
To call you Kinette.
So like be affectionate.
Yeah.
My whole life like this. Because they have,
It's a flip of a coin with siblings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I guess because they have a bigger age gap, I don't remember how.
27.
No. I think it's like, it must be like 6 or something. It's not like that bad. Like they're not that different. But I mean, I don't know. It's so cute. It's so cute.
I'll show you some stuff that I'm so scared of showing.
What like about? That she did?
No, that I did for the podcast.
Oh.
I made like a little.
Did you want to take pictures by the way?
Oh, it's okay. I already have a picture for the banner.
Oh.
But is that why you're?
No. These are my regular clothes, Jay. Actually,
clearly not. If it stood out to me. I'm kidding.
Do I not always wear this? Well, not to the podcast, but like in general, this is just a regular black shirt, and this is like the baggiest pants. That's always what I wear. Yeah. Actually, I've been wearing this all weekend. I'm sorry. Second time I wear this.
She didn't have to tell me. I could smell it from here.
These are my normalest clothes. Normalest clothes.
Same.
If I wanted to be pretty, I would have. I don't know. Actually, I don't have really pretty clothes, but.
Or a fucking princess gown. I would have worn that.
Yeah, I would put on like a little dress,
little dress.
But I know that I look so awesome when being normal. You just can't. I usually wear like things that make me look like a toddler.
Sounds like you're kind of pointing the finger elsewhere.
A toddler mushroom.
Huh? Oh, like Toad from Mario.
Yeah, that's how I identify, actually.
You kind of sound like them too. They're like,
I'll take it in the go way.
I'm glad you're finally seeing the glass half full.
Did you see me as I came into your house? Did you see how I was like with my jacket, my little hat, my big ass pants? Did you see the way I look? The way I usually look when I have my coat on and my hat.
Yes.
Do you picture the Toad me? Yeah, I look like the Toad, right? Todd or Toad?
Toad. Like toadstool.
But like, do you see the resemblance?
You look more like
Cause yesterday I was looking like this, right? So I was looking like a toddler, like a little boy, right? And this guy was like.
You look more like this thing.
Okay. What is that from?
It's from Pokemon.
Okay. No, I don't like it.
Oh, too bad. It's you.
I feel like I would be a little personage from like Wakfu. Do you know Wakfu?
Yes. This is a face of I understand what the fuck you just said.
Wait, do you or do you not?
I don't.
Because like Wakfu is the TV show that they adapted, I think, from the game, or did the game come from Wakfu? I don't know actually.
Oh, I think I kind of recognize that.
What's the name of this? Dofus?
That's a video game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
Right.
I think.
I feel like I would fit in that universe. I love this universe. I used to watch.
Yeah, you do look like a little monkey.
Look it up.
That was racially motivated.
That was really bad.
What?
So bad.
It's not even close to the worst I've said.
I look like this, and then this guy comes to me, he's like, "Excuse me, I think you're really beautiful, and I was wondering if like I could get your Instagram." I'm like, "I'm sorry, what? What are you hitting on me right now? I look like insane."
Like a little Eskimo.
Yeah, like why?
Maybe he was trying to kidnap you.
Maybe he's a P word.
You can't say that. You gotta bleep it. I gotta bleep it. God damn it! You're giving me more work.
No, he's a child lover.
I love child.
He's a kid-oriented, sexually driven person.
You know, I actually listened to an interview with someone who is a pedophile.
Okay.
And it was like a kind of like a, not necessarily a therapy, but like a therapist was interviewing a pedophile, and it was very interesting. I started like empathizing with like just the idea of like if it is the case that you're born that way and you're attracted to that, that's got to be so scary.
Yeah.
It's got to be so frustrating. So like, oh, dude.
That's
and just listening to him, and he didn't have the best life either. Like
I don't like when we call. So when they actually act upon those feelings, I don't like when they're being called like pedophiles, because them being a pedophile is not the problem. The problem is that they're rapists. You know what I mean? I think it's important to make that distinction.
Mm-hmm. There was another term that they were coming up with,
like child rapist.
No. Like the official, like they got rid of, like they don't use pedophile as too derogatory.
For just people who are attracted.
Yeah. Okay. It's like MA or something, like minor attraction or something. Okay. Something weird like that.
Right. Yeah.
But no, it was very interesting.
Yeah.
I'll send it to you if you're ever bored.
Yeah. No, I'm
yeah, I think there's 2 of them. I didn't see the second one with another pedophile.
Mm-hmm.
MA. Okay, this one I find very, very interesting that I want to ask.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think you're adequately appreciated?
Definitely not. In my professional area.
In life.
Professional life.
I think I was aiming more interpersonally.
Oh my goodness, I know. Interpersonally, no.
I don't give a shit about your professional life.
Actually, let me think about it. Yeah. And I think, unfortunately, I always feel more appreciated by girls than I feel with guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Appreciated?
Like
they appreciate you or you appreciate them?
No, like they appreciate the effort. They recognize me for the efforts I bring.
What efforts?
In general.
I'm kidding. Just being a guy.
Do you know what I mean? Actually, no, because you're not a girl.
Well, like, I could take your word for it. I understand what you're saying. It doesn't necessarily fully resonate with me. I don't necessarily know what that means.
But I don't know, because I'm someone who, I give myself a lot to people, and I worry a lot more than I should. Sometimes I feel like, they don't see, like, they don't know, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
But also, like, whatever. Like, it's not their fault if I don't tell them, so.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's on me, I guess. I don't know. It's a good question. I think I am by my closest friends. Definitely. Yeah. Once again, I tailor my social life a little bit more than just like, I'm having fun with these people.
Mm-hmm.
That is enough. You know what I mean? So I feel like, the people I surround myself with the most nowadays, I feel appreciated to my... What was it? My juste valeur? My... What was the rest of the question? Appreciated at your... About...
I just said adequately appreciated.
Okay.
Like, is it... Are you appropriately... Like, are you appreciated to the same amount of... Or a similar amount of effort that you put into it?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. I'll ask... Ooh, I want to ask... Okay, 3 more questions.
Mm-hmm.
I wrote down a lot. I was waiting for my mom on Tuesday to pick her up from the train station. And her train was delayed by 1 hour. And this allowed me to write a shit ton of questions. I was feeling very melancholic at that moment.
Okay.
There's some good ones. I'll save some for other times. But like... Okay. So, 3 last questions. Mm-hmm. First... Biggest green flag in a person. Why did I sound so bassy?
For me, sorry if they're woke. Really sorry. That's my biggest green flag.
That's the biggest green flag. Imagine your entire personality is being woke. Get on my level.
That
don't have a personality.
So much more about me I mean, I feel like that's so much deeper than anyone who's been like, they talk about their mom and they call her.
Well, obviously.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, if you're woke, it just means to me that you have basic human values, and that's the only thing I care about. So that's my green flag.
Bold of you to assume that all woke people have basic human values.
Being woke means you have human values. That's
not in this day and age.
Stop it!
Dude, you gotta understand that it's a stigmatized term at this point.
Okay, then if you have basic human values, no, actually, if you have developed human values.
What does that mean?
Well, if you are very empathetic and careful with...
I'm neither of those.
And if I don't know, just
feelings, never heard of them.
Just been woke. What other term do I say?
Considerate.
To me, I want more than being considerate. I want you to care about it and actively matter. Actively. Yeah,
act.
Like
actively act.
Actively are concerned with.
Sounds so stressful.
I know, but that's what I am. So if you're like me, then you're a green flag because I am.
You guys can stress together. Stress circle.
A green flag is if you're vegetarian or if you only buy thrift.
So you're just like, so anyone that does like anything in my lifestyle.
Or if you're part of the LGBT community. I'm sorry. But like, if you're gay or whatever, I'm just gonna be like, okay, that person is that much closer to who what I value. There are like a much more chances of that person sharing things with me.
Okay.
Than like a cisgendered person.
That I can get behind.
Do you know what I mean? And
because if you just say it like that, it's just like, oh, if you're gay, you're good in my books. It's just like
no.
Like your sexuality says, like, in the deep down of it, it says nothing about your actual.
No, absolutely. But I mean, there are more chances of you.
Yeah, I agree with that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I have more chances of disagreeing.
Sorry, heterosexuals.
Hashtag Octothorpe, homophobic, rainbow averse is how I called it. Okay.
Averse.
So biggest green flag. I keep forgetting. Are you a multitasker?
Yeah.
Okay. Why do I always... You know what? You've built a character where it's really hard to know what you advocate for.
Why?
Because you'll say one thing and then 2 sentences later you'll be like... For example, you'll be like... What drives me is the unknown.
No! Okay, no.
No, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, a bundle of contradiction.
Yeah.
But no, not for what I advocate for. I'm very, very, like...
Yeah.
strict on that.
It's just like you don't talk about it, so I don't even know necessarily.
What do you mean? The planet whore.
Yeah, but we don't. Yeah, but you'll
talk about it because
you'll do these like passing by, like should have recycled. You know, it won't be like. I don't know. It feels more like I know it's not meant to be a bit, but it feels more bit like than it does
Okay.
Archetypical.
No, it takes it's my whole personality.
I believe you.
Like all I do
it's just not
is
obvious.
worry about like, is this left wing? Or like any political movement, I'm like, do I agree with this? Does that person politically correct? How is that for the environment? That's just constantly on my mind. Like it's not. I'm not doing this to like give myself a bit or like, you know, to like be a specific person. It's just like it's honestly what's on my mind constantly, because I can't like let go of these things.
No wonder you're starting to push some grays at the ripe age of 23.
What? To push some what?
Grays.
I don't have any gray hair.
Yet.
Indonesian people don't have that.
I started.
Because you're not Indonesian. And you're old too.
Almost there. I'm not old.
I'm not that stressed.
I'm aged. I'm wise. I'm a rustic. Okay. I'm vintage.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was biggest green flag. Biggest red flag in a person.
You're a man.
Bring those numbers up, guys. Come on.
I'm kidding.
You can do better.
Ugh. The issue with me is I have so many red flags.
Yeah, but what's the biggest one?
Very, very, like, nitpicking person. I get ick so fast.
Yeah. It's you complain a lot.
No, that has nothing to do with it.
Yes, she does.
No, because I'm like, I'll take everyone as a whole. So if somebody says something, it's like the rest of it's soiled. Whatever. I don't care who you are. I don't care how great I appreciate your company. It's like one thing and that's it. You know what I mean?
I've said some pretty compromising things.
I know, and I'm fighting really hard. I know, you and me are like definitely the only two people who like I'll definitely more than you, because I still agree with. I still see where you're coming from a lot more. Just plain bullshit, but I can't really.
I'm keeping this one in. No, actually, I'm sending it to her directly.
And she knows.
There can only be one.
How are you gonna cut this out? Because we cannot say her name. I cannot say it out loud. You could just
yeah, I could just beep it out. There's some bits like that I have to. Unfortunately, I do have to cut out a big chunk of things. I'm starting to aim for an hour and a half for these podcasts, but 2 hour recording is good. It's a shame that some bits have to be completely. Because if I have to take out one little thing, but it like led to another thing, I have to like play around with these things.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it's pretty smooth.
I don't know. My red flag is just to see. It's just like if you're closed-minded, that's like any little hints that you're closed-minded, and I'm gonna be like, no, that's it.
Do you think your way of living is the right way of living?
Yeah.
Ooh, maybe you should look at a mirror. It's gonna be pretty red.
Not on all fronts, obviously, but I mean for the things that actually drive me, then I think I'm right.
Yeah, you could say a lot of. You could say that to a lot of people.
Socially, I just think I'm right.
Yeah, you think you're socially right?
Yeah.
I'm more socially left. Ha! Got you! You're not actually woke.
But yeah.
So easy.
Or I'm just like, if this is, maybe I'm not right, whatever. But like, actually, I am right. Objectively, maybe not, but I think I'm right. But if I see somebody who doesn't think like me, I'm like, I don't have any I don't want to keep you around because I'm like, we could bounce off of each other. I could learn things from you. No, I have nothing to learn from you because I don't agree with how you think, how you see the world, and what you're doing with your life. You know what I mean? I have no interest.
Yeah. It comes a bit like, to me, I'm so in I'm so far into the Socrates, like the only thing I know is I know nothing. Like obviously I have a plethora of different like experiences and concrete arguments for the values that I have. And to me, like anything that I think is right, I can break it down and make logical sense out of it. I would even argue then whether that's right or not. Just because it could be rationalized doesn't make it right as well. But to me, even though I have like very, very strong... I have strong opinions, I just don't have stances. If I don't know if that differentiation is making any sense. Like I would say I know quite a bit and I can judge that, but I don't judge it morally. It's more like if you do something silly, you're doing something silly. If you're doing something that's it's not fully thought through and the consequences, and you get backlash from the consequences, then yeah, that makes sense. You know? So that's how I think. So whenever I'm talking to someone that I completely disagree, like if I were to have a conversation with like, and I have a conversation so like full on right wingers, you know, it's not a conversation. It's just like mainly listening, and sometimes I can get through and poke a little here and there. But I don't know if it's true to me at this point because I kind of had like a little flip flop of like full on left, then full on right, then now I'm just like balancing back into the middle. but when I listen to people that I disagree with, I don't know, I feel in the same sense like when Finn said like a little thing that he didn't mean too much, well, maybe didn't mean too much about it, and I took it like it meant the world to me.
Finn too, yeah.
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 Wait, is
And we've never talked really about politics or anything because we both know we have very opposites. Like, stance on the.
Oh,
on
so
the matter.
I think you would shut down. Oh,
Yeah.
me, or you and Finn?
No, me and Finn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think like you have your reasons to do so, and I understand that it's just like it's not a very comfortable situation. I think through my experiences, the uncomfort of disagreeing with your friends, if it ends up working out, like you guys can still like maintain a respect and that you can get a lot out of that. It doesn't necessarily mean you're going to convince one another.
But
It obviously depends. Because I won't lie. When you say like, oh, like we're good, and then one thing that I disagree with you, and it's like everything's like power off, that boggles my mind a bit. Like I'm not saying like, oh, you're wrong for doing that. It's just
wait.
it's so alien to me.
Start over.
So when you say like, oh, I can agree with this person in like every facet, then there's just like one thing that they do and I just like cut the power.
Yeah.
That it's like it's definitely a head scratcher to me. And I don't want to mean this in a like an insulting way or anything like that, but it does remind me of the type of mindset I had younger when I was younger. So with my personal biases, it just doesn't float well to me.
Yeah.
But I say this just to share my thoughts. It's not to be like, oh,
Yeah, no, I get it.
Here's an intervention.
I get it because it's not. I think objectively, it's not that beneficial to me, and it is something that I've like tried to work on because I don't do it because I'm like, this is what I've decided. I want everyone in my life to be exactly like me. It's more like I literally I cannot get that out of my head. I can't get it out of my head. Like when somebody tells me something, I'm like the image, like the idea that I have of them is completely ruined because now all I can focus on is this one thing that's bothering me.
Mm-hmm.
And then at that point I'm like I can't have this person around because there's nothing I can think about other than that. And then I'll be talking to them and I can't enjoy it and I'm faking like being hee-ha with them and I'm not. Do you know what I mean? So that's why I'm just like yeah.
Does that stem more from the fact that you don't like confrontation, or does that stem from?
No.
Okay. Does it happen that you see someone as like almost divine, and then when something's wrong,
no,
like
no.
Overly,
because you can have flaws, but if you say something that goes against my values, and it's only for about like values, okay? It's not like, oh, you're someone who's mean, or like you're someone who, I don't know, is like very sensitive, or about like any type of random flaw. Like I don't care, but it's more about like if we do not share the same values, I cannot see you differently. I only see you by this one thing that I don't agree with. Do you know what I mean? And before it was like that, and it was just immediate. Like as soon as somebody was telling me something that I didn't agree with, it was done. And then coming here, because before in France, I was hanging out with people who were exactly like me, and I actually I think it's the opposite way around. It's like because I developed into like a mature adult in that like context. I became like these people, so it was easier for me to be around people that only thought like me. And now I don't have this choice anymore, and I'm like I have to work on it because it's not realistic.
I see. Okay.
But I still have like a really really hard time, and I still like I stopped hanging out with these people.
Go.
Because I do feel like it's not. I felt too bad after. Like I felt shit, and I'm mad and I'm frustrated and I don't talk about it, and then I just think about those things constantly in my mind, and I cry like a piece of shit. So yeah, unfortunately.
Oh, I got a better understanding now. Is this something you want to change, or that you're actively changing, or?
Yes, and actually, yes, because I don't like the effect that it has on me, because I'm like super frustrated now. It only has like negative effects, but on another hand, it's what I stand for. Do you know what I mean? Like, these are my values. They're the most important things for me, and I don't want to surround myself with people that will think differently, because to me it's like I don't want to be around you if you're. I'll take this example because it's like I feel like we all agree on this, but like, if you're racist, I don't want to hang out with you. I feel like that's normal. I don't care how nice you are. I don't care if you agree with all the other things. If you're racist, that's it. You know what I mean? And I don't, because I don't believe in separating somebody from another, like, side of them. You know what I mean? Like the whole separate the man from the artist. No, I don't believe in that. You know what I mean? I don't believe like separating
topic for next episode.
The colleague from the friend. I don't believe separating the quality person from the flaw person. Like, no, that's not a thing. You're a whole person, and I'll see you as you are entirely, and that's why I can't just, you know.
Sounds kind of like you're tunnel visioning on one thing.
No, because like, yeah, you might be nice, you might be, I don't know, you could be the best person in the world. If you're racist, I don't want to have you around in my life. Do you know what I mean? What does that bring me? Yes, I'm gonna benefit from everything else you give me, but I'm like, I'm hanging out with this person, I'm having fun with them, and I'm like, they're racist. They have this thing in their mind that is so wrong to me. I can't. That's not possible. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can't.
When you say racist, do you mean like they'll say some edgy stuff, and not just to be funny? Like, sometimes they'll be like, back in my day, like, or like full on like.
You can make racist jokes. I don't give a shit.
But I don't necessarily mean it like, because there, it's a spectrum. Okay, racism is a spectrum. Okay, and like, I don't know if you mean like the full on like, well, next week we're gonna go meet up with the Klan. You know, there's that, and there's people that are just not caught up with the times, or they grew up with in a specific, because no, but I'm trying to figure out like where your threshold is, like, and like what is
tiptoe on the spectrum, you're out.
I tiptoe on the spectrum. Those goddamn Asians can't drive. Can't believe you laughed at that.
No, but I mean, like, no, there's no. Yes, there's a spectrum. You can be super racist or like a little racist. Both case, you're racist. It doesn't matter.
No, but like,
it doesn't
I guess
matter to me if you don't say it out loud. It doesn't matter to me if you keep it to yourself and you try to be nice. If it's in your head, it's in your head. Why is it in your head? You know what I mean?
What? Like, I understand that part. I guess where I'm trying to figure out is because, like, in that spectrum, I would include stereotypes within that. Where is the line between that, not necessarily belief of stereotype, but like, oh yeah, like a stereotype makes sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
Versus, unless you mean like, just like the starting point is just discrimination.
Yeah.
So if you are rude to someone based off of their culture and or ethnicity.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
Okay, so, and how about just any type of light prejudice?
That's bad too.
So, like, for example, you've told me once upon a time that you have some bad experiences with. So, where does that fit?
That is indeed a stereotype. And I told you, actually, when I told you that, I was like, I'm scared it's being like...
I'll cut it out.
I'm aware. And I hate this.
But the thing is like, it comes from somewhere, right?
Yeah, because the difference is, I'm not discriminating them for everything. It's just like, I just don't want to be in a relationship with them.
Mm-hmm. Or around them.
Like, I'll be friends with them. No. I have a lot of friends, and like, as friends, I don't give a shit, but it's just like, I see them as friends, and I'm like,
okay.
Wouldn't want to be their girlfriend.
Last question.
Mm-hmm.
What makes you truly happy?
Okay, good. Saving the hardest one last. No, that's...
Okay, yeah. Thank you for watching.
Just no. How the fuck do I answer this? How the heck?
Have you been close?
To being happy?
Like,
yes.
Truly happy, I guess.
Truly happy? Yeah.
What's the thing that brings you the most happiness / fulfillment / that's
no work? I'm kidding.
Lazy.
I'm a very extrovert. I'm an extrovert, right?
Yeah.
That means the thing that fuels me the most is being around people, which is what I believe brings me the most joy. When I'm happy, it's because I have the people I love around me. And there's no like nothing's being. There's no like constraint.
Yeah, there's no friction.
No.
Okay.
Like nothing's being expected. Like I'm not like there's no pressure on me. Nothing like. The moment is just there. I'm free. I do whatever I want, and I'm with the people that I want.
Right.
That makes sense.
Truly
but
happy.
I believe that happy is not. I think it's the right way of seeing things. I'm kidding. I really believe that you're not like, oh, now I'm happy. And like sometimes you're gonna be a little less happy, but you're like, my happiness goes like this. You know what I mean? It's more like you're living happy moments. And then there's the in between, right?
Yeah.
And the more happy moments, the happier you are, I guess. And so to me, the happy moments are being surrounded with people. I like.
Yeah. So the way I like to approach questions like this is like, I'm sure you've heard the whole let's say you don't have something or you don't believe in something. You ask yourself, what would it take for you to achieve this or believe in this? And I mean, you kind of answered the question, but if you, I don't think anyone's reached pure their apex of happiness. I feel like you can always find something that will one up it. But I think an answer to this question oftentimes would just be you pick out the things that makes you happy, and then you throw it in a mixing bowl, and then you figure out that's what I should be looking for.
Whenever I'm the happiest, whenever I feel fulfilled and I'm truly happy, is when I'm being around people I love.
Okay.
It's really that one thing. Wherever
so
we are,
wholesome.
Oh. I know.
Taking time, lagging behind.
No, but yeah, it's the common denominator.
Friendship.
Yes.
Goddamn kids show moral right there.
But
full circle.
I think one thing important to do is, at one point in my life, I was not too happy. I was lonely. No friends.
Still doesn't.
And I was so unhappy in life. I was like, okay, the few moments where I feel actually happy, I have to write them down. I have to remind myself that sometimes I am happy, and then I can look forward to those things. That's so depressing. Oh my god. I can't believe that was me. Jesus. Anyway, so I started writing down some of the things. I think if I look now, I'll find there are only moments where I'm with people. But anyway, so every time I was happy, I was writing those moments down. I was like, okay, so I did this, blah, blah, and I feel really happy, and I hope you get more of these later, blah, blah. And then one day, I realized, oh my god, I haven't been writing at all. Not because I haven't been doing anything. It's more because there's been so many moments that I just don't think about it anymore. Because now I'm happy. And I know it's so dumb, but I'm like, wow, that's great. But now I still write them because I'm like, you never know.
Fucking hell, dude.
You have to be
I'm actually
grateful.
tearing up.
Oh.
What the fuck? It's because my eyes have been open for so long.
And I don't know, the important is that no matter how the important thing to remember when you're like in those down periods is that you're never like always happy. It's just like their little moments. It's just like the important is just keep them and gather them, and then remember it's not like a stable mood. And all you have to do is just make sure you gather all the right ingredients to have more of these moments, and not like reach for that moment where it's gonna be just constantly happy, because that doesn't happen. It's not realistic. So anyway, yeah.
Look at that! You turned that shit upside down. You went like, I was so sad. And now we can turn a negative into a positive.
No, it's not turning. It's just like
you should value the
like,
rare
grateful,
happiness.
Remember that you're in control. Well, not always, but like things are not gonna stay the same all the time. You're not gonna be happy for the rest of your life the same way you're happy now. And it's
I'm
just
not
like,
happy now. See, she was in a dark spot. I'm in a dark spot right now.
I was in a dark spot because everything had changed in my life. I didn't have the same friends, not the same town, not the same habits, not the same thing, blah, blah.
So dark, my hair's blending in.
Stop. And you have to think, now I'm being given new ingredients to create this little happy recipe. It doesn't work because I don't know how to make them, but like,
is that what it sounds like whenever I come up with an analogy?
I'm trying to, I don't really know. Like, I'm being given all these different, like, pieces.
Yeah, no, I get it, but I don't know if that's a good thing. I feel like, oh shit, who the fuck would say that? And I'm like, oh shit, this is something I would say.
You're so rude. Isn't that cute, the little cookie?
No. Yeah. Well, it was, and then you turned into that.
But it fits though. It fits.
Yes.
Right?
I agree.
Now I have.
But I come up with dumbass analogies that I think fit, but apparently to the rest of it was amazing. So rude
right now. You're making me so rude.
No. I agree.
I'm validating what I'm saying.
No, I'm validating so hard right now. Watch this. Watch. So this entire time, I just couldn't help but to notice your smile.
Which means?
Golden veneers. And that was my pickup line of the day. Rate it out of 10.
Is the goal to be funny?
No.
It's a good pickup line though. It is.
To tell a girl that she has yellow teeth?
I don't know. I don't think. No, but like can I have my you can say that and just leave it as it. Actually, it would be too pick-up-y.
I couldn't help but notice your smile. That's the most generic thing.
No, but it has to like come from. You have to be like. You have to look like you really mean it.
If I was genuine, the only way I would do a pickup line and that I meant it, it'd be like, "Hey, I couldn't help to notice, but you really seem like an intellectual." that I wouldn't care about someone's how they look. I do, but like I don't care enough to like, because oftentimes when that happens, you go up to someone and you're just like, "Oh my god, yes," and you're like, "Oh, fucking gross."
Would they understand? Because golden could just be like amazing veneers.
No, listen. If that's what you get from that, that's my cue to walk away. Like, if you take golden veneers as a compliment, that's when I'm just like, okay, this is not gonna work.
No, I could be like, wow, they're so shiny, like good quality.
Yeah, that's why we use the term pearly whites. Different type of jewelry. Okay. Except it's white and not yellow. Yellow borderline brown, honestly.
Wait, I had to tell you the worst ish pickup line have been told.
Oh yeah, you were supposed to do it last time. Okay. Set the scene.
But can you tell your answer?
My answer.
About like being happy.
I didn't even do the red flag, green flag.
Yeah, because I didn't care.
All right, so be happy.
Tell me then, green flag, red flag.
Red flag is so much easier to. Red flag is. Oh no! Actually, I think the green flag. Green flag is having control over themselves.
Okay.
You know, just having like that can it can bleed into like confidence, and it's just like they have a backbone. You know, they have control. They know themselves, and that's just. I mean, for my convenience, like it's not really something that you have to do like these therapy sessions to figure out. So that's a bonus. But like, so someone that is in control of themselves. For the green flag, for the red flag, there's so many, but I guess the biggest one would be someone who's woke.
Idiot. I shouldn't
no.
say woke now. I should just say open-minded.
Yeah, but it's so broad. That's the thing. I know. But I guess it's definitely closer to what you mean, though.
No, what I mean is woke.
No,
but it's just like
because woke has if you're gonna play the game, if you're gonna play the game that language evolves, then woke is no longer a positive word.
No. It's been
100%.
It has been tainted and dragged through the mud by the people who are opposed to it and scared. But
anyone could say exactly that about any word that they lost.
No.
Yes.
Nazi? I'm kidding. Shout out to Elon. Elon, you dumb son of a bitch. You know yourself.
I want a gif of that. So, yeah, my actual red flag. People that are resentful.
Okay.
Like, that have a lot of hate. Yeah, I think people that are just angry, I feel like oftentimes it just comes from a short-sightedness. And that bleeds into the open-mindedness too, so. Oh, it's so multifaceted. There's so many layers.
Oh,
it's like a goddamn onion. And the last thing. What was it? Am I truly happy, or have I ever been truly happy? What makes you truly happy is the question. As corny as this is gonna sound, it's just making someone smile.
No way.
For real. I think that's. Well, it kind of makes sense with like my biggest green flag or my biggest red flag are people that just hate everything. I just want to like I don't want to. This is one of the things I don't want to take too deep, but it's just. I don't know. We're here for a given time. It's just nice to have a laugh from time to time.
Very deep.
I said I didn't want to go too deep. But yeah.
Okay.
Wow, what a brilliant, positive note to end it on. Join us back next time.
My pickup line? No wants.
Oh, yes. Oh,
it's not gonna be
you're
positive.
so forgetful. Okay,
Sorry.
Go for it.
So, I was sitting with my friends on the side of a river. Anyway, I was just hanging out with my friends where a lot of people hang out. And then a guy comes to me and he's like, hey, I think you're really pretty. Oh, what's your name? I'm like, yeah. So I keep talking to be nice about it. I'm not really interested, but whatever. And then I don't know how. I think it came out really like unsolicitedly, but he's like, yeah, you have like a really pretty face, but you're gonna see when you grow up your face is gonna get even like finer, and your like everything is you're gonna get even prettier. I'm like,
when was this?
I was 19 or 18. Okay. But he was hitting on me. Yeah. And I'm like, what? He was 30. So yeah.
Y'all gotta get your dating advice elsewhere. The red pill space is not too good. Learn from me, alright? You should see all the birds I pull.
Weird. And he was actually, so he was hitting on me, but initially he came to me because his friend wanted to hit on me. But his friend couldn't speak French, and so he couldn't come and hit on me by himself. So his friend came to hit on me. I was like, what? His friend was even older than he was. I don't know. And then I was just like, I'm not really interested, but whatever. Like, we still talked. And then the friend just, like, was standing by my side. Just the whole time. He was just there. And at some point I went to the bathroom, so they were like public bathroom with my friend, and he came with us, and I was like, are you waiting? He's like, no, I protect my wife. And I'm like, what?
Oh, was he one of those weirdos? Or was he trying to be funny? Because if he's trying to be funny,
No, this was like a first
I'd get down on one knee right now.
No. He was like fully serious, and I was like, haha. I was like, no, I'm okay. You're good.
I protect my wife.
I was like, what is happening right now?
I should use that.
You're hitting on me through your friend who's telling me that when I grow up, I'll get even prettier because he's twice my age. So, like, what is happening right now? And I think that's the worst thing I've been said. Because I was like, because he said, your traits, I don't really know how to say it in English, but like, your like, the traits of your, genre, les traits de ton visage vont devenir plus fin. Fin, like, thinner. Like, the...
Yeah, I got that the first explanation.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So they're gonna get like thinner. I'm like, am I fat, you piece of shit?
It's like a little baby, you know?
Does that mean like now I'm like a sketch, and when I grow up I'm gonna get like more meat? Like, what does that mean?
Oh.
How do I take?
What a poetic way of putting it.
Yeah.
Dude.
It was so random. I was like, what is happening to you right now?
I would love someone, when I was in my rounder days, someone comes up to me and be like, listen, kid, do a few more push-ups. And look at that. It worked.
No, that was so...
I should show you pictures of me 5 years ago. It was
you did
terrible.
already, I think.
Yeah, you saw me with blonde hair?
Yeah.
Fucking donut.
No. You're just a chunky. Chunky.
Fat phobia.
No, I am chunky.
No, you're not.
And it's hot. I'm kidding.
I don't know what to believe from you anymore.
Now I'm chunky from muscles. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh my
I am
gosh.
actually so happy, and I need to brag about this, and I know it's not the right way.
No, please do.
I know it's not the right way to, not assess, but like, yeah.
Validate your well-being,
your efforts, or like your accomplishments or progress. But when I go to my classes, so at my gym I have classes, right? But they're like fitness classes, so we just like, they're workouts. They're not like Pilates or whatever. They're like, I don't know, just
P90X
regular workouts.
Sure.
And then so then you're with a bunch of other people, and so I always compare myself, and I'm like, oh my god, my weights are so much.
Oh my gosh, I'm so much better than all of these people.
I know. And it's bad. It's bad because I shouldn't be comparing myself for sure, but it's a way to, I don't know, it's a way to feel like, oh, I'm not like a weak piece of shit.
Well, it's a milestone thing, because maybe some of these people are starting off like you.
It is, yeah, but that's why I'll compare myself to people that I know. First of all, I'll do so when they look a lot fitter than I am, which is not hard. But when they look fitter, or when they've been here for as long as I have, and then I'm like, oh, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, wow, I'm strong. Or they're much taller, because I always feel like because I'm smaller, I'm gonna be weak as fuck. You know, I always assimilate myself with just weakness in general. In terms of strength. And I'm happy that now I'm there, and I'm like, okay, it's not because I'm small that I have to play this role of like, hee defenseless little girl. You know what I mean?
No.
I'm like, okay, I don't have to be this person.
I mean, you're genetically predisposed to be a bit lesser than.
Says you, Chinese boy. I'm kidding.
I'm just lactose intolerant, is all.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I saw a meme the other day. I had to show you. But anyway.
A meme?
A meme about lactose intolerant people. It was just like somebody saying, validate having a gigantic diarrhea.
Did I ever tell you
a bit of happiness?
What's the biggest reason why I dislike when people send me memes?
It's because they shit on.
Because they just send me lactose. The moment they find out I'm lactose intolerant, they're just like, oh my gosh, Jay will find it funny. There's cheese in it.
But I've never. This is not because it makes fun. It's from someone that is lactose intolerant.
Yeah, no, I got all the colors of the rainbow. I know what cheeses I can eat.
No.
Like, I get some educational stuff.
But it's fun because I don't have that. I don't know.
I don't even like the taste of cheese that much.
No, but it was somebody grabbing, like, I don't know what she was saying. She said, like, normalize having a gigantic diarrhea. Oh, it's like...
Oh, fuck that.
Normalize experiencing diarrhea in exchange for short-term joy. And, like, he's putting a gigantic thing of peanut butter in milk.
Oh, is that peanut butter? I thought that was the aftermath.
Poo-poo. I don't know. Maybe it was on purpose. But I just found it funny. Isn't it funny?
Yeah.
Woo!
Oh my gosh. You are maximizing my hilarity capacity.
Anyways, so yeah, I'm really happy because now I'm a lot stronger. And I'm like, wow, I can be strong.
I think you're probably stronger than I am.
No, I don't think so.
No, you're not.
Little bitch. Dude. But listen, box jump.
Little bitch.
Box jump.
Box jump. That fucked me up.
Yeah, I know. You told me. And every time I do it, I'm terrified because I have your voice in my mind on repeat.
Just stretch.
I do.
Good.
But now I do 75 centimeters, which is half my size.
Oh.
For me, it's a lot.
You're about a meter tall, aren't you?
I'm 1.50 m. I'm 150 and I'm jumping 75.
No
Jay.
way. Are you this tall? Hey, you grew!
I'm like here-ish.
Why are you angling upwards?
The 75 is here, probably-ish. It's like almost half.
And you're...
And I honestly don't know how I could physically jump higher than that. Like, I think that's it for me. I mean, I know like I can do more, but I'm like... You've
seen that video of the guy holding like 50 dumbbells?
I know.
Like 50 weight and just like bonking his head into the ceiling?
No.
Oh. Well, it's out there.
That's so impressive because I'm like, I don't know.
I'm just like, why you waste all your time doing that? You could be, given to charity. But no, we're going to spend 72 hours of our day. 72. I dropped that, okay? I don't need to make the math work.
But anyway, yeah, I'm a lot stronger and I'm really happy because I have muscles now and I can see my growth.
Good. I'm happy for you. And one day
I'll beat you with the
arm wrestling.
Yeah.
I don't think you will. Actually, if you're gonna do it, it's got to be anytime soon because I have not been working out.
I know I beat Jules.
Well.
Can you clip it? Please, can you clip it?
I'll add to
and
it.
And you zoom on your face. It's so honest. It came from the heart.
I'm authentic that way. Listen, it's just like we're walking on the side of the street, and then you like, oh my gosh, you pick up a little twig. You're just like, look how strong I am, dude.
But I don't know. In my mind, I'm telling you, I'm like, oh, I'm so weak. Anyone can beat me because I'm so short.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, pick me.
I'm so much more daintier. Choose me. I'm so much more daintier and petite than you are. In personality.
No.
Right? I'm delicate.
Probably more than I am. That's true.
Yeah.
Not in all settings. Sometimes I'm very delicate. But that's when I'm not being authentic.
I'm delicate. When I'm authentic, I'm delicate.
Okay.
Yeah. When I'm not being authentic, I'm saying crass things like go patriarchy. Okay.
When I'm authentic, I act a little bit more like a boy, and when I'm not authentic, I'll act like a full-on girl.
What is that? Okay, no, we're not doing this.
It's very gender. It's very gender theory, which I do not agree with. But
you heard it here, folks.
You know what I mean?
She doesn't believe in gender theory, as in it doesn't exist. Mm-hmm. There's only sex. Do our outro. Oh shit, that's not. This is for the kids. All right, we're supposed to be educational. Do our outro, please.
I want to have a little R.I.P. I'm gonna say something super serious.
Okay.
But I do want to mention it.
Okay.
On Friday, I heard a terrible news. Because as you know, actually I don't know. As if they've known me forever. I worked with disabled kids, and on Friday, one of them passed away. No. And I cried for the whole night. It was horrible. Anyways, it was terrible. And he was a poor little baby. Actually, he was 14, but whatever. So, remember that not everyone's life is a...
Yeah, you should have thought of it first, eh?
Like, not every single life is... Like, do not take for granted everyone's life. Some are more fragile than others. Tell your loved ones that you love them. Be nice to each other. We're not in here forever.
Cherish the moments you have.
Yeah. And, yeah. Make good of what you've been given.
What was her name?
I don't think I can say it.
Oh, true, eh? Well, rest in peace.
It was him.
Him.
Rest in peace. Beautiful, beautiful, absolutely beautiful soul. If I can say with certainty that anyone does not deserve that fate, would definitely be him. But, maybe there is something beautiful after life, and I do hope that he finds it. But yeah, be grateful.
Thank you for watching another episode of Jelly Productions. We support living, laughing, and loving.
Mm-hmm.
Bye.
I do think it should be my motto. Live, laugh, love.
Dude,
I know how, like... I was like...